Welcome back to the Titanium Hangar. This is Mike, and happy Friday, everybody. Hope everybody is doing well. Today, I want to talk to you about what's coming up in 2024. What am I looking forward to? What else coming out? Cool stuff that's out there for the Masterpiece only. And this video would be extremely long if I went into pretty much everything coming. That would be like an hour and a half. But with this, just Masterpiece, none of this is carved in stone. None of this is even guaranteed to come this year. It just is slated for this year. We're going to talk about this and more coming up. Alright, so starting out here in January, Fans Toys and their Inquisitor, it's their Scourge or Sweep, and this thing is due out in January. They've already got their coming soon video, and probably will have a transformation video soon, if not already, and this thing will start showing up pretty soon at all of the retailers. It is pretty cool. It's going to be interesting to compare it side by side with X-Transbots and just kind of see what everybody's take is it on this versus the X-Transbots. But I'm pretty sure this is going to look better when it comes to the paint and the presentation, because X-Transbots wasn't doing the premium paint jobs back then when they first released this guy. But yeah, I look forward to it. Pretty cool. And you can't have too many sweeps. In fact, it's kind of nice having them look a little bit different from each other. Right, also in January, and this is according to TF Source, so they're saying it's going to be out in January. This is the Fans Toys FT32A Gary with an H, and this is supposed to be their scrapper, and I gotta say that it looks like they literally have the prototype, the working prototype, versus a render. So I think it is the prototype and not the render. If that is the case, and this is the prototype, then January, February, March could actually really happen. I mean, this could be coming very soon. And if they want to get aggressive and beat all the other competitors in the Devastator War, then they got to bring it. Next, there are 3 releases slated for January, according to X-Transbots. And this is actually according to X-Transbots on their Facebook page. And I showed this in my news. But the 2, and I don't know how they're going to come out. I'm not sure if it's going to just be like one comes, then 2 weeks later another one comes, and at the end of the month one comes. I'm not sure. But they make it sound like their big load, which is going to be their first of their Constructicons, is coming this month. Is coming first. It's next. It's pretty far along. They've shown a lot with it, and with that, I do believe it will be out sometime in January. They're also saying Fast and Fury should be out in January. One first, then the other. I don't know which one exactly. Their code names matched which color scheme. But probably what's going to happen is sometime by the end of the month, we get the big load. Sometime in February, we get the first of the Fast and the Fury. And probably March to get the other one. That's probably what's really going to happen. But then again, we got Chinese New Year thrown in there here in a few weeks. So none of this stuff we really don't know 100%. I know they're trying to get it all out before Chinese New Year. But once Chinese New Year hits, it feels like a 2-month delay. We got Fans Hobby putting out their Double Evil reissue with a different color scheme, which is kind of cool. I think it looks pretty cool. And I'm guessing this is more of a toy than a tune or a comic or whatever look that it was supposed to go with. So it's an alternate color scheme, which I think is kind of cool. If you're going to reissue it, you might as well put it out a little bit different each time. And Fan Hobby's been doing that. This is a cool looking figure. And I think if you want to get an actual true vintage one, first off, the vintage one probably sucks compared to this. And the vintage one is ridiculously expensive these days. Also slated for January, but, could be June for all I know. I mean, I don't really know. I can't guarantee none of this stuff. But we have DX9 putting out reissue of their Gwalt, which that's cool. Gwalt is a solid figure. But I think it's kind of a last gasp at trying to get some money out of this mold before Fans Toys puts theirs out. And while we kind of have, I think the other version, the Star Toy one, is out of stock at most places, and so this is like a good time to strike on this, because if people are like, well, do I wait a few more months for the Star Toy, or do I try to wait however long Fans Toys will be? So yeah, good timing to strike at a last gasp on this one. It's not a bad figure though. And according to X-Transbots, February or sometime first quarter. So I'm assuming February, might not be first quarter, but they're saying they're going to get the Paragon out for their Defensor so they can finish up this Defensor. It is a pretty good looking figure overall so far, but people have been asking about this, like asking when is this coming, and I really play the long game on these combiners, the long game, as in I haven't even got the groove yet, so I'm still sort of waiting to see and trying to decide which color scheme I like the most with it and all of that, but now that I think about it, it is taking a while to get out. Yeah, that groove is Jakund. So it looks like we've got a reissue of MMC's Omni, their take on Cosmos. This is not a bad Cosmos. I have it. I think it's pretty cool. If you missed out on the X-Transbots one and you're just trying to fill a slot, it would work. And truthfully, if it's the only one you ever buy, there's nothing wrong with it. I mean, it'd be fine in any collection. It'd be fine next to Fans Toys figures. It's a decent figure. Just the X-Transbots one just presents a little bit better, and people seem to like it a lot more. I actually have the X-Transbots one in my display, but I still have this one because it's cool, and I have no intentions of getting rid of it because it's cool. But I got mine for like $50. The reissue is around $80. All right, we got a reissue of MMC's Nox Promenade. Well, this is not. It's like a recolor variation. So they've got 3 recolor variations coming. I don't have the exact dates for them, but I'm slotting this one in February. But the next one I think is going to be a March release. But you really can't expect all these to come in the same month, but they all seem to be slated for the same month. So we're going to push some of them down there. Anyhow, if you're interested in this, some recolors are coming from MMC. This one is MMC Mors, M-O-R-S. And I don't think this is a reissue. I think this is like a whole new mold, and it's probably one of the records or something. I don't know much about it. It's not something I'm picking up, I'm into, but a lot of people are, and they seem to like it. So pretty cool. This should be coming in March. Also in March is the expected release date of DX9's Attila 5-pack, the whole set. Get the whole Minosaur in one shot at one time, and I'm curious to see if they do something a little bit different with it than what we got before, or if it's just a straight reissue. Are they going to do something at all different? And I bet they do. I bet just something's different about it. Maybe better, maybe less detailed. I don't know, but it'll be curious to see when it comes out. But yeah, that looks like it's slated for March. And it looks like in March also, Gigapower is supposed to put out their Gravitor? Yeah. The Gravitor. And this is a reissue. I think these are all going to be the Chrome versions. So there's 2 of them that they say are slated for March. Don't know if they're going to hit March or not, but that's what it's saying. They're also saying they're supposed to have their Super Raider, which I have a short I'm going to load up of my Super Raider. Some of y'all have already seen that video, but I'm trying to get it under a minute and have everything in there, not be too fast. I don't want to say legible. It needs to be understandable. But my first short ever is going to be that Grassor top 5 list, or the 5 worst that are out there. Anyhow, those are slated for March. And April. April's supposed to bring us Fans Toys Jester Slingshot. Now, I have no idea if that's really going to hit then, if it's really going to make that or not, but that's what it says on the release date time frame. So with that, I mean, I have no idea what's going to happen with the other ones. I'm going to talk about that later, but this is the only one that's actually got a release date that I could find. And as we know, those release dates aren't carved in stone, but as a Superion collector, and I like Superion, I look forward to all these releases, even though I don't actually plan on combining it. Okay, so also in April, we're supposed to get the Kang Toys Steg Sorrow. And this is their first of their Dinobots, with real stylized Dinobots, which it does look pretty cool. And this big masterpiece, I mean, all this is masterpiece. And of course, we can't talk about a Dino without looking at the Dino mode. And I think it looks really good. So Steg Sorrow, definitely one of these stylized ones. I like what they're doing. But I am going to say, I did not pre-order this. I'm not in on this just yet. But I think it's really cool, the direction that they're going with it, if you're interested in something stylized and not Super G1. Also, there's the Kang Toys. I don't know much about this, and I still don't know much about it, but it's the J16 Hunt Pow, which seems to be a triple changer. So it's turned from what looks like a Jaguar, looks like a Ravage, into a jet plane. and it looks like it's got its own stand and everything, and it looks like a really nice jet plane. It's strange how you go from an animal to a jet plane. That sounds like something you could do in Beast Wars, right? But Beast Wars didn't even pull that off. It was just animal to bot. Then we have a car. Now, all these modes look really good, and this was listed under King Toys, and I remember seeing it briefly and talking about it once, but I haven't heard anything else about it yet. But will we be getting it by May? I don't know. Also in May, we're supposed to be getting one more of the Omnibots. I'm not sure which one, to tell you the truth, because they're both slated for May. But I think that this stuff is something's going to come out this year. One of them, if not both of them, by the end of the year. So I'm just going to leave it at that, call it a day, and move on. But I think that I love the Omnibots that they're doing. I like that they're doing it. I think they look fantastic. And quality, I'd rate them like a 80 on the quality on them. But I don't think that's absolutely horrible. I look forward to every one of them. Now, I've seen several release dates on these guys here, but this is, of course, the fans' hobby, and it's, are these guys the Darkwing and Dreadwing, I think, are the official names of them. Now, I have some Hasbro versions of them, but these look really good. And I thought they'd be coming out sometime in the first quarter, but maybe it'd be second quarter. They should be coming pretty soon. I mean, I've seen so many pictures of them. These should be coming out pretty soon. Now, the rest of this stuff doesn't have any dates. They're all with it, really. I mean, there are dates, but there's no way they're hitting them. And I got to say, MMC is their next one that they say is coming is a Ramhorn. And it's in the larger cassette range. So I expect to see that sometime this year. So we're going to look at this stuff should be past July. July and further out is when I expect to see these. And I look forward to this because this looks really amazing. Then we've got sometime this year we should be seeing Fans Toys Chrome Dome. Now, this is a little bit of a bigger bot, and so with that, they usually take a lot longer with bigger bots. And mini bots come quick. And car bot size like Jive, that one came relatively fast. But once you get into larger size like this, it takes them a lot longer. There's more engineering that goes into it, more areas of opportunity and issues that they could have. For whatever reason, they end up taking a lot longer with these bigger ones. But I still expect it this year, or that's just me being hopeful. We also have the KFC Rajan Engine Power Master. It is the prime that goes into the chest. I'm not sure when that one's coming out. It says it's slated for January, but I do not believe it's hitting January. I think it's going to be more like June. That's just my expectation on it. I'm not really sure. And I know that they gave you that cardboard box knowing that it's going to be a while till they get this figure out. Some people felt like they should have put this figure out first. And Fans Toys Viper. So I think I got my wires crossed on that one. Probably Viper first, then Jester. Jester's the one that's supposed to have the combiner part, so that was probably going to be last of all of them. Anyhow, with that, will we see it by the end of the year? Who knows? Which leaves questions about Dead End. When is that one coming? How much is that one going to be? Everyone's thinking that's going to be a $400 figure too, so who knows? But will it come this year? Maybe. And the age-old question, will we get the Blitzkrieg or their Berserk or their Blitzwing or whatever they're finally going to officially call it for sure when it comes out? And will we get it this year? Will we receive this in 2024? Nobody really knows. And X-Transbots, same thing. We should have gotten their Deathsaurus. I'm not in any huge hurry on any of these releases, but it would be nice to know more forward guidance from these companies. Anyway, that's everything I know for 2024. The top things. If I missed anything, let me know in the comments below. What are you looking forward to in 2024? What do you think is going to make it this year? Like, subscribe to Deer Hanger out.